Well, good morning, Southern Latitudes family and friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a garden tour for you. I'm Robin. I garden in East Central Florida, and I am on the edge of 10A, and last year we were 9B. If you know anything about the USDA hardiness map, it changed in the fall. So anyhow, I garden suburban, and I'm on a ½ acre, and so the house is on a ½ acre with some backyard, and then we have a whole lot of another ½ acre that we do a majority of our gardening on. So anyhow, right behind me is my Barbados cherry, which got a real heavy prune. It's its first really heavy prune, and because it's going into its 5th year, and it was hitting the fences, it was hitting everybody. So we heavy pruned it, and it is leafing out just beautifully, spectacular. Nothing has slowed this tree down at all. It has produced so much for us. So I thought that'd be a great tree to start off the tour. This is my green stalk area, and it kind of needs some love and work, but it usually has herbs. It has sage in here, parsley. There's thyme down there, and it was flowering right in there. I don't think you can see the flowers anymore. They may have stopped. I have stock in here. There you go, iron cherry stock. My leftover cow's in there. I have Cuban oregano. I need to clean some stuff out. I have shiny wild coffee right here, and then Love Lies Bleeding is my climbing vine. Over here we have what I call is the pool garden, and so it needs a workover. Maybe we'll get to that this week. But it has things like, let's back up, like papyrus. So that's been pretty cool, and it just got done blooming. Let's see, yeah, here's some of the blooms. Yep. And then Gora, and I have Kalanchoe. It's beautiful, the sun's hitting that one pretty hard. Hold on, that's a little bit better to see. And I've got delphiniums in here that, oh, they just kind of spent their bloom, so you missed that. I have some, gosh, almost nothing's in bloom today, but I have some snow white salvia that got transferred a month or two ago. It's some back here. It's in a couple places, but I've got the weeds I got to get rid of. This is, what are you? I'm trying to think. Cat whiskers. And then there's more papyrus and just other things. Oh, I forgot to show you. Way down there on the end, we did a little Chief Kubo's edible leaf hibiscus. I snapped off a piece and stuck it in the ground, and it's coming back. This is my knockout rose. We have different plumeria in here. Whether they make it or not is kind of... Now this one bloomed last year, but this one did not. It's acting funny. I don't think they really like this much shade, but anyhow. And then we have a dwarf Cavendish bananas, and we have an Arbequina olive, which is leafing out very nicely, but no blooms or anything like that yet. Still kind of young tree. Well, welcome back to House Garden. You just saw this in the last video, and since then I have raked it, made it a lot cleaner. I put in some Benning's Green Tint squash starts. This is my Black Beauty eggplant. I put in a row of beets, and yes, it may be a little bit late for that. Looks like something dug right there's my apple melon tag is out. It's probably Buddy, because I put in blood meal and bone meal, and he's been smelling that for the past 3 days or so. So this is apple melon, so that's a new thing for me. I'm gonna enjoy seeing what it is. I have just some miscellaneous. I have a Dr. Witchy or Wychie. I have my own saved seed I named Immokalee. I have Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, my dill, bunching onions, and under here I have started carrots. I'm trying to keep them nice and dry, or excuse me, I'm trying to keep them nice and wet, so the bore's keeping the moisture in while the seeds are beginning to germinate. And inside House Garden, well, you still see the leftover onions. I didn't have the heart to pull them, but they'll probably go this week. And we had a complete onion failure. But we're going to use this space very wisely and in kind of a fun way. So I'm going to lay down the black ground cover like this. And we're going to go ahead and fill this with roselle and maybe watermelons, sugar baby watermelons. So they're not full size. They don't need like an acre to grow. But they'll probably use up every bit of this space and then some as we head into the heat of summer. And then by then I'm hoping we got some watermelons because I started extra early this year. Down here we have stevia, and a volunteer tomato somehow made it in there. But it's bloomed, it's dropped seed. I hope it reseeds itself around here. And it's got new growth. So that's been very nice. I have cherry tomatoes here. A couple other tomato varieties overwintered, not doing real good because of the birds. And then I counted about 6 baby pineapples. Can you see them? I got some more better developed down there, but we're trying to make this a quick garden tour. Over here is the Persian lime, and we had heavy blooms and I believe fruit set all around it. And I won't show you all of them, but I'm a pretty proud mama that we have so much fruit going on, because lime is one of my favorite fruits to use in the house and in my drinks and in cooking. Over here you saw me just make this bed about a month ago, and the geraniums have gotten over their shock and they're just starting to put a little bit of growth on right here. This is one of my better ones. Some of them have not taken off, but for overall I think we're doing pretty good. It looks like the Meyer lemon that we threw in here may have died, or at least the edges. So I'm going to prune it down and see if maybe where the old wood is still alive. This is the Persian lime that we pulled out that was rooted up and underneath the lime tree. A branch had gone into the ground and got covered by dirt and put its own roots on. And so we cut it out and put it in the pot, and it's doing just fine. I don't know if you've ever heard of crepe myrtles being crepe murder. Well, Jack just murdered his plumeria last night. So it really hurt my heart to see him prune it back so hard. I said, you know, you were just about to go into blooms. And he said, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you just totally made it where you won't see blooms for months. Oh, well. So this is the boat barn. That's a collect-all of all things. I still have some cranberry hibiscus that bloom. That's why I haven't pulled these. I had totally intended to repot these containers, and I don't have the heart to do it while they're still throwing blooms. So here's some more papaya that we didn't transplant in a recent video. I've got salvia, I've got tomatoes, we've got some Darrow cuttings we're trying. I have alternanthera cuttings. I got some different mint and some California Wonder peppers and some Cubanelle peppers, just all sorts of things. Let's see, this is my sugar baby watermelon. I had that right. And this is some of my roselle. Now my other roselle did not come up, so we need to start the other variety. I have asparagus here, just tomatoes. There's the tomato plant that we pulled out of the table, and it's doing just fine. And here's some more roselle, or as Nancy in Texas, who gave me the seed, called it sorrel. The squirrel got up here and definitely killed that one. Let's keep moving. Asparagus bed is here. Japotacaba is suffering so badly. I am throwing everything I can at it, and I don't know if I'm just confusing it worse. I'm definitely not helping it. I mean, it's leafing out, but the wrong color. No green. It's sad. So I got more salvia. Here's the papaya. So we had a very low, maybe 20% transfer rate. I got 4 left. Snapdragons did okay. Something came in and ate, but now as a result of eating some of the tops, they have like double branched. And rosemary right here. This is salsa garden over here. The whole pepper garden needs to be worked, and I need to do that like this week. We have eggplants down there. I've got leftover broccoli starting to put on little heads right in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's a strong sun morning. These are yellow. I don't remember which squash they are. Oh, maybe they're zucchini, Ford Hook zucchini. We're gonna do a whole video on celery because I am still seeing people yank out all their celery. So I'm just gonna do something on that. But this is my celery, and it got put in the ground about October, and it's doing fantastic. We've been eating off of it for a couple of months. And down here is my row of slicing and canning tomatoes. The heirlooms are more towards the back. So I have, I'm not going to remember, black Brandywine and Dr. Whiteshea down there. And then I have my Immokalee seeds that I saved over here. Up here is my Salvatierra Select. I've been saying it wrong for like a whole year. Instead of Salvador Select, it's Salvatierra Select. I'm so sorry. And collards are doing really good. I finally picked 2 stalks of the Brussels. I only have a couple of my this is the Lily Crenshaw melon on this vine. Only 3 came up. Oh, so sad. And then I have cabbage. These are stonehead cabbages, and I'm picking them slowly one by one. And I better get in here and pick these weeds too, huh? And then on this side of the cattle panel, number 2 in this garden, I have all my cucumbers. I have the large slicers on this end. We were using up some old packs this whole year, and whatever this little section was, only I don't even think that was it. This was a transplant from something else. But so I had market more. So which one of these? Oh, Socrates. That ended up being a Socrates, or maybe this one's the Socrates. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this. I got a latecomer. It's just coming up. Oh, okay. And so whatever these were, large market more. And then down here, yeah, these are all the Max Pack, and they're just starting to put out the tendrils right here, and they're starting to grab for the fence here this week. See, there's my Brussels. And purple shine eggplant. I have jalapeno, some Narvik carrots, which I would like to put in one more row of carrots here, and then we're done for the year. I have some cubanelles mixed in here. Oh, and the grafts are taking their sweet time on the fruit trees. We'll have to do fruit trees in a separate video. The apples are always last to bloom, so they leave me wondering. Oh, but you know what was new? Let's go back. My Candy Crush apple, or Cherry Crush, I always get that wrong. Cherry Crush apples are starting to leaf out. Now these are babies. I just got those a couple weeks ago. This is Gold Rush and Cherry Crush. I gotta retrain my mouth. On this apple, we had Jonah Gold right here, and Black Strawberry, brand new grafts. But I have a Burgundy graft, which is going to bloom this year. And then the tree itself is biting me. Down there's Devonshire Corydon and a bunch of others. This is a tropic sweet peach, and it had a lot of blooms. You know, it's still a young tree, but look at the fruit we're gonna have set on here. Probably have to thin, or maybe not, I don't know. But it did set a lot of fruit. Over here is a winter Mexican Haas-like avocado. This tree is several years old, but really, so it has bloomed probably about, maybe this is his 5th year or fourth year blooming. And last year we did set fruit, but they got knocked off in a storm. But this year we're seeing a whole lot of pollinators on it. Not so much right now because it's still it's still early and it's very cold. I'm trying to combine 2 words. It's nippy this morning, so I haven't seen any bees out over here. But anyhow, it is getting pollinated, which is nice. And then over here is Black Sapote, which is also a beautiful young tree. These things could get really tall, so I put it in the far back corner so it can grow up here to the oak. This is a sun red nectarine, and again we had great fruit setting on it. I think it's about done with blooms. Yeah, I have just a couple blooms on it at the moment, but I think it's done. sweet almond. So I had some suckers come off the bottom when I trimmed it, and so it smells, oh, just heavenly out here. This is my Scarlet Beauty Plum, and I put on a Flava Rosa Plua, which is leafing out, doing fabulous. That one's taking really well. And then later in that day, I put in the Gulf Beauty. That was a gift from my friends as they were trimming their trees, and so I went over and picked that up quickly. And then we have also set fruit. I know it's just a silhouette, but you can see we set some fruit. Plums all over this tree. Where are they all? They're here and there. They're scattered. They're definitely... Can you see that better? Yep, we got plums. Now, hopefully we're going to start seeing some figs too, because they're starting to wake up. That's nice. My Dwarf Everberry Mulberry is doing great. Most of the fruit is way up high. Like, look how they're naked stems, and then there's like leaves and fruit up there. I should have trimmed this back harder, but since it's got fruit set, I'm gonna leave it, and then after I collect all that fruit, I'll probably trim it back to a reasonable size for me. Now, in a recent video, you saw me put in this Dwarf Everberry mulberry, and it was a baby. It was a cutting off of that other tree you just saw, and so it's got a little bit of fruit on it. I did dapple in some dwarf sunflowers in here. This is my sweet laurel bay tree. Some pineapples in here. This is called Smoothie Garden, by the way. This is my peace rose, and then I have the apple blossom geraniums in here. I got some in here, and then I have blue irises just starting to pop up here and there. My sister gave me those. And then we come all the way on over here to Pickering Mango, which has been in bloom for quite some time. I've been very fortunate not to deal with powdery mildew yet. Well, hopefully not at all this season. And look at the little babies we're starting to set fruit on. Oh yeah, definitely. Look at this one's getting big. Oh, it must have been my first one pollinated. Oh, looks so good. Let's keep moving. So, oh. Look at that. Do you see that? I have a beautiful, let's put the camera inside there. I have a beautiful strawberry, my first one. So you guys saw in a video that I planted up this bed, and it's been blooming like crazy. And I've been stalking this strawberry for a long time. It had a twin, and something got the twin. So I just decided this morning, that's it. I'm putting this hardware cloth right over it. In front here, we got some Biden's Elba, which is just volunteer. I do have my Spanish lavender going into bloom over here. You see that? And then some cilantro flanking it, and aloe across the back. Look, I got another stalk. I thought we were done with stalks over Christmas. I guess we're getting more stalks. There's another one. And I moved some oversized heather, Mexican heather, from, it got way too big for the front door, and so we put it in back here and back here, and there's one way over there by the chickens. That's my new coop. And let's see, there's one over here in the banana pit area. Ignore those bags, that's for a mulching project. And then since we're this far away and you can see the full length of it, those are ice cream bananas, but they're not blue java. Those are the Namois. I have a fig here and a fig here. They're still starting to leaf out. I have flowers we're going to change out. Yellow alamanda bush. Over here, oh, I picked up these fabulous, beautiful snapdragons at Walmart. My alyssum is over a year old. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I don't want to disturb it too much. And then this is a bush daisy. Both of them are over a year old, if you can believe it. And then I thought the red just complemented it so nice. So I decided, I had this in like 3 other locations I was tempted to put it in for the snapdragons, and I said, no. Look at that. That is a beautiful picture right there, the 3 color combinations. So, and then we have black-eyed Susan vine. it's pretty close to invasive. It died out up here at the top of my cattle panel, but it is doing fantastic at the bottom, and we didn't have a freeze, so it's doing great. I do need to clean up this whole side of Smoothie.